Why, hello there. I hope this video finds you all well today. Knife's Tale here, bringing you a summary of a knife I have done a review on. The review will be linked in the description. What are we looking at? We're looking at the Civivi Appalachian Drifter. I think this is technically the two. There's a slip joint variant and a liner lock variant, which is what we have here. As I said, I did a review on this, so I'm not going to go into full details, but this is a relatively small knife. Let's just take a quick check on this. Slightly under 3 inches of blade, 6 inches, and just slightly over 3/4, like 6.8 inches overall. Yeah, it's not a huge knife, right? I mean, you're getting under the 3-inch mark. Yet, you can still get a full 4-finger grip on this thing in my personal hands, and, I mean, that's pretty reasonable, pretty good. You've also got a very thin, very hollow ground blade here, which is really slicey. Very thin in general, fine tip. I'll just start off and save everybody time for people who aren't interested in watching more of this. This is a recommendable knife, but it is sadly discontinued. So there might be some still floating around, like probably the slip joint variants, but I'm still hoping that Civivi will consider bringing these back with some minor adjustments and update. I mean, they did it once, that they did a variation of one. There's a couple options for variations that they can do on this thing that would make it quite interesting and, once again, compelling. But before we get there, small blade, hollow ground in, as usual, invisible Civivi print, which is down there. It is Nitro V. Blade steel. Your fuller is completely usable for the reverse flick, and you have this sort of high front flipper, top flipper that really just is like super easy to use from any position. This one has a sort of carbon fiber, I think that's full carbon fiber, it's not even a G10 laminate. Yeah, I think that's full carbon fiber. Faux bolster kind of thing going on here, or I guess I wouldn't call that an actual bolster, but, and G10 in the back with this purple. There were some number of different variants. I think there were some micarta ones, there were some different carbon fiber ones, etc., etc. The liners, it is a liner lock, I should say, on bearings, though it is a little bit tight, like some of the older Civivis. It's not like free drop shut. It's a reasonably, well, this one is reasonably tight. I don't mind that because it's still smooth. It's just a little tight. The stop pin is the best thing a stop pin can be. It is attached to the blade attached to the blade is probably my favorite because it gives 2 points of contact and it keeps it away from the edge. The plunge grind could be a tiny bit better, but you can always, I mean, it's a budget knife. You can always extend that, and it is above the edge a little bit, so you're going to get some life before you get any sort of smile, and you can always cut in more. Hidden lanyard post. I will say that the pocket clip is not reversible because it kind of has a curve to it to follow the lines, and the screws are flat, but it's kind of your standard Civivi pocket clip. Honestly, it would be better than your standard Civivi pocket clip because there's not a long thing, but in this one, I don't know if this is the case for all of them, but as you can kind of see, this one rises quite high off of this. Now, that makes it good for getting in the pocket, but the fact that it's sort of higher than almost the rest of the pocket clip does mean that you kind of feel it. It is not uncomfortable in your standard, knife grip. It's just present in my hand. Slightly, but overall it's not a bad thing. Like, yeah, the push grip, if you get the push grip at the wrong angle, it's kind of unpleasant, but if you get it at the right angle, you can sort of maneuver it around into your hand and still actually be comfortable. But yeah, right, yeah. Lock bar access could also be better, and the funny thing is they did give you lock bar access with the liners, but they left the scale. If they had just moved the scale back, the lock bar access on this thing would be amazing. It is tight. It is accessible from a sort of diagonal still, but it is definitely tight. It could be better. That's one of the things I think they could change if they were to bring this thing back. And let's just, since this is a pretty straightforward knife, it's a discontinued budget knife, I'm not even going to bother talking about the price point or anything like that, but they are around, probably still. I'm just going to talk about ways that I would like to see this thing come back real fast. First of all, a bigger one. I'd like to see a large one. Like just a real large, just full-on sort of old-school hunting style, clip point, Bowie stylish blade with just maybe even skip like 3.25 and go 3.5 to 3.75. I'm shaking the camera. Just all the way, all right? And I mean, you already have a good amount of handle here. You're going to have a huge amount of handle on the big one. In fact, how are the ratios? Ratios are really good here. You're getting as much blade as you can get stuck in there. So yeah, they can definitely just enhance the entire thing. It would be nice to see. I'd definitely like to see better lock bar axis. And the other one is to really take it more of a traditional vibe and do their updated style of a traditional and make it like a lockback right here. Maybe a mid-mounted or even a lower-mounted lockback. Though again, for that I would like to see a slightly larger knife. But even on this size, I guess a lockback would still work. I think there's still some room for this thing to be interesting, because it's definitely got style to it. It's got a very good profile overall, and that I think there's still some life to be had in here. Oh, and one important thing, this thing is T8 all around except for the pocket clip, which is not reversible, so you don't really have to worry about it. And I don't think you have to take out the pocket clip screws to get into the knife itself. No. It's just these two front screws and the pivot screw. So you've got T8 all around, mostly, that you're going to have to deal with. There's a lot that they did right here. And I hope it sold well for them, and I hope they bring it back because of it, because this is just a fun update on a sort of classic pattern, right? This widening, slight hooked end is almost always comfortable. It's super neutral. And this thing is contoured, which is kind of nice to see, especially at the price point for it. So yeah, that's the Appalachian Drifter. I'm hoping it'll come back, maybe. I'd like to thank anybody for watching, and consider comment, like, subscribe. That helped the channel, and I greatly appreciate it, and I will bring you more content, hopefully. That's everything, so I will say, see you later.